Hi, I'm Chandler Baird, host of Eat Like a Chef. Today we are at the Wandering Table. We're going to be going inside and making 3 different recipes that you can try at home using our Share Farm boxes. So let's go on in.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I'm the head chef here at the Wandering Table. Have you been in before?
I have. Let's go make something good.
Sure, what do you like?
The cauliflower.
Well, let's go make it.
All right, so Chef Trevor has brought me back to the kitchen at Wandering Table, and this is where the magic happens. We are going to be making their buffalo cauliflower today. It's one of my favorite appetizers here. So Chef Trevor is gonna show us how it's done.
So the buffalo cauliflower is a play on buffalo wings, obviously, and we're just gonna start by making a garnish, which is thinly sliced carrots and celery. Just do it thinly on the mandolin like this. And that's just gonna go right on top when we're all finished.
Chef, how long have you been cooking here?
I've been here since day one, pretty much about 6 years now.
Awesome, and what's your background?
I went to culinary school. I worked at Beverly's for 3 years, and before that, I cooked pizza for a living, so I've always been cooking.
Ah. And what's your favorite dish to cook?
I really like our flatbread dish, which has baba ganoush. We make in-house. Obviously, we make 99% of everything we do in-house. It's got some labna, candied walnuts, and an elderberry molasses flatbread. It's wonderful.
Sounds delicious. We'll make that later, right?
That's absolutely.
In a couple weeks.
So now we'll dredge the cauliflower in the rice flour. So this is a gluten-free recipe, and we want to make sure that the oil is heated up to 350 degrees. Use the thermometer to check that. So all you have to do is take the cauliflower. These are just pre-cut and blanched cauliflower. And we're gonna add rice flour. And you want quite a bit. You can always just wipe the excess off, but if you use too much or too little, it's just gonna become kind of a soggy mess, and you don't want that. A little bit of black pepper and salt for some seasoning, and then just a tiny bit of baking soda on there. And then you just wanna mix that up, get everything covered. A little bit more rice flour. And there we go. And it should look like this, if you wanna get a close up here. So each individual floret is covered in rice flour. So there's no mushiness or anything. So I can hear that our oil has heated up, so I'm gonna back down on the temperature just a little bit. And before I drop this in, I'm going to add our hot sauce to the pan. And it's got some butter in there.
Chef, your oil that's sizzling, what's your temperature on that? Is it like medium or medium to high?
You know, we can get a lot of power on this range at home. You probably want to start it around a medium and then just back down the temperature.
Okay.
And just keep an eye on it and make sure to use a thermometer. So that sizzling, you can tell it's good to go. So I'm just gonna turn the heat on here for the buffalo sauce and butter. And we use a local brand, Bowie's sauce, which is amazing. You can use whatever you want and just add more or less butter depending on how sour you like it or hot. And then just on low heat so that'll emulsify. And then we're just gonna gently add our cauliflower, sizzling.
Back on your butter, sorry to interrupt. Is that salted, unsalted, does it matter?
We use all unsalted here. I would use unsalted because you can always add more salt, but
yeah,
you can't take
totally.
it away. We use unsalted for everything. You just add salt as needed. And then once you add the cauliflower, it's gonna drop the temperature down, so you wanna turn it back up just a little bit. You can see it stop bubbling, but we want it to fry and not get mushy. So there we go. Just turn the temperature up a little bit more.
You can already smell that heat. That smells great.
Yep. And then our hot sauce here. Just want to make sure it gets nice and emulsified. And you just need to warm it through, that's all. Move that aside. And I'll probably just add, you don't want to crowd the pan. You can do more than one batch. So that's all I'm going to add to that. And just let it fry. And then when it's golden brown, we're going to drain it and then mix it with the sauce and garnish it. So you can see now that it's a beautiful golden brown color. I might take it a little bit farther, and it's just so crispy and wonderful. So I'm gonna turn off the heat, and you can drain this on some towels to get that extra fat out of there. Obviously, we don't want that in our finished dish.
And you don't want to drain that down the sink, right?
No, absolutely not. And in fact, you can reuse this quite a few times. Just let it cool down, and then filter out all the particles and stuff, and you can reuse it.
Good to know.
Yeah, so not so wasteful. So then just let it drain. It won't take long. And then we're gonna toss it with our buffalo sauce. You can dump this into a bowl, whatever you want. I can just do it here in the pan like this.
Save on dishes, I'm all about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just toss it gently. Perfect. And then we're just gonna plate this up.
You make that tossing technique look easy. I always try that at home and it's not as nice.
It's a lot easier when you have a little bit more liquid in this so that the stuff doesn't stick to the bottom when you try and do it, but it's just all in the wrist and it takes practice. There we go, beautiful. And then we're gonna top this with some blue cheese. Any kind will do. This is a buttermilk blue cheese. It's right on top. Then we're just gonna garnish with this carrot celery that we sliced on the mandolin. It's beautiful. There we go, that's the dish. Super easy and super good. Here it is, our finished dish.
Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. I can't wait to dig in. Stay tuned after the break. We'll be joined by Adam Hegsted, and he will be making his Endive Apple Salad. So, moment of truth. Welcome back, everyone. We are back in the kitchen with Chef Adam Hegsted.
All right, so now we're gonna make apple endive salad. Are you ready for this?
Oh yeah, so ready.
All right. Okay, so what we have here is a little bit of aged white cheddar, some mayonnaise, some vinegar, poppy seed. This dressing is really good for the salad that we're gonna make. So I'll start with our white cheddar.
All right. It's always good when a recipe starts with cheese.
Yeah, this is a 4-year aged cheddar. It's incredibly good. We have a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of poppy seeds, some garlic.
Oh yeah, load that on.
A little bit of apple cider vinegar.
And all of these ingredients are in the boxes?
Yes, all of these are included and they're all locally sourced. So
love that.
We try to get as much things as we can from within 400 miles. A little bit of onion. Obviously, lemon juice is not, but we try and get the best quality products. So this would be fresh lemon juice, a little bit of sugar, some salt and pepper, buttermilk.
Aha.
And I'm gonna whisk those up. So this is a salad that we've had on our menu probably since day one, and it's just we do a little bit of a different iteration every time.
Okay.
But I really like this dressing. It's a good alternative to ranch, which is something that obviously everybody likes. And
is that sour cream?
This is sour cream.
Okay.
Yep. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty easy, pretty quick.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm in the splash zone.
Okay, I'm gonna clean this up and then we're gonna move to the next thing.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're gonna do is cut here, cut there, and then cut the sides off.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you set it down, then you can just cut it that way. So just slice it. It's like, it'll look like that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure it will look like that.
So I'm going
we'll
to...
see. Go for it?
Yep.
All right.
Have you cut up this apple for our salad?
Is this a Honeycrisp?
These are Braeburn apples.
Oh, Braeburn.
Yeah.
My cutting is so aggressive.
Okay, and then just go ahead and slice those into thin slices.
That is so thin. How do I do that?
Here, do it this way. It's a little bit easier to have a flat surface.
Ah.
So you can even just go like this angle.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure you're
Now,
much more efficient.
Yeah, I got it.
You're
I
like,
got it.
she's way too slow for me.
Yeah,
show us how it's done.
Okay.
Aha.
Turn it around.
Beautiful.
Okay,
That
there we
is
go.
how you cut an apple.
Okay, so now we're gonna make our salad. We have, these are candy pecans that we do at Eat Good.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rendered applewood bacon. This
What does
is
rendered mean? Sorry.
It means like crisped up.
Okay.
We've gotten all the fat kind of out of there
Okay.
and made it into what you would eat for breakfast.
Perfect.
Yeah. This is endive. So this is like a kind of a bitter green, a winter green, which means it grows a little better in the fall.
Okay.
And so it needs like a little bit of a creamy dressing like this, and then a little bit of balance to it because you have like such a bitter green. If you eat it by itself, it's like bitter, like black coffee.
Yeah.
But so we have a couple things in here to balance it out.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is a very fall recipe, which is what y'all are trying to do.
Well, and we want to have things that are seasonally available.
Yep.
And obviously we're known for apples, and so that works out pretty well.
Yeah, we are.
And then, so now we have a little endive.
Okay. And is this one serving or is it?
This will be for like two to four people, depending on how much you're going to serve.
Okay.
Okay. And then bacon. And I'm going to save a little bit for the garnish as well.
Okay. Never have too much bacon.
No. Okay, and then our white cheddar.
Yum.
A little bit of the dressing. And then some
And this
tongs.
is a recipe that you came up with?
Yep. Yeah, this is one of my favorites actually. That's why it's been on the menu for so long. And I think endive is really, people don't use a lot of endive because of its bitterness, but when you find like the balance of the sweet and the savory, the tart, like all those different elements in one salad, and then you have the crispness of the endive and a little bit of bitterness balanced with the other things, it's incredibly good. Okay.
On your KJ pottery?
KJ pottery, yeah. Little shout out there.
Yeah, why not?
She does a fantastic job. A lot of our plates come from local artists from around the area, and it's really neat to not only get our food sourced locally, but our plates.
And it makes such a difference. It looks beautiful.
Well, it like starts out artistic before we even do anything.
Makes your life easier.
Okay, a little bit of bacon.
Yep.
Some pecans.
I say pecan, is that wrong?
Tomato.
Yeah, right. Everyone always makes fun of me.
Yeah, whatever.
Pecans.
And then just a tiny bit of our cheddar. And that is it.
Yes, wow.
Nice fall salad.
And 2 different kinds of apples?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a little bit of green apple and a little bit of the Braeburn.
Yum.
All
Thanks.
right.
Let's eat. All right, now my favorite part again, time to dig in. And after the break, we will be joined again by Adam Hegsted and 2 special guests, the co-founders of Share Farm, Vince Peak and Eric Kobe. Time to eat. This is the hard part, trying to get like a bite of everything. Let's see. Yep, he's done it again.
Every weekend we'll share a new pro tip with you, a little bit of a how-to on a couple little things. So here we go. So today I'm gonna do ginger. Ginger is always like a little bit difficult to peel. My trick is to use a spoon instead of a peeler.
Ah,
You're not wasting as much ginger, and it's super, super easy.
I love that.
Okay? And then another way to do it, if you didn't want to chop the ginger, is just using a grater. It's a super easy way to get your chopped ginger.
And you're using like the medium-sized
Yep.
grater?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. Or you can use a knife. Cut off some of this ends here. I'm just gonna cut a couple little slices. I want them to get it as even as possible. And I'll just line those up on top of each other.
Wow. Who knew it was that easy?
It is. That's the pro tip for the day. And we're back. We're here with co-founders of Share Farm, Eric Kobe and Vince Peak. We're here to cook up some crispy steelhead with ginger glaze. Awesome. So here we go. So we'll start out with our rice flour dredge. So this is a gluten-free dish for those who are interested in that, but really we use the rice flour because it makes a really crispy coating. And so we'll just put a little rice flour in here, a little bit of pepper, some salt, and then just stir that around. That's going to be our dredge for our steelhead. Okay, and while we fry up our steelhead, we're going to make a glaze. We have a little bit of rice wine here, a little bit of sweetness to it, and we're going to add some rice vinegar, balance that out, touch of fresh lime juice, tiny bit of chili flakes for some kick, that ginger we did on our chef tips, that fresh chopped ginger, a little bit of cilantro stems. We use the cilantro stems. Most people just throw those away. They have a lot of really good flavor in them, and so we'll garnish with the leaves, but then we want to use the stems to kind of add aromatics to our sauce.
Right.
So we got a little bit of sugar in there, and then we'll just let this reduce. Okay, so while that's cooking, we're going to do the steelhead.
It smells good.
Okay.
Some really fresh fish you have there too.
Yeah, so we have, this is a farm-raised steelhead from the Columbia River. Steelhead fish. It looks very similar to salmon, so you could do sockeye salmon or any kind of wild salmon that would really go with this as well. We choose steelhead because it's something we can get locally, and it tastes really good. Okay, let's get a good dredge on it. And then I have my pan heating up here. We have a little bit of canola oil, and I'm just going to put it in there. We'll brown that up, get it good, nice and golden.
Oh yeah, that'll fry up nice.
Yeah, because then it gets that rice flour really sears up, gets browned up, and then it's very crispy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and flip the fish over. So all we're going to do is just give it a little jiggle there. That way it doesn't stick to make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. We just want to make sure these get nice and crispy without overcooking.
Yeah, beautiful.
You see how it's starting to golden up a little bit?
Right.
The rice flour really starting to get crispy there.
So why do you choose rice flour, Adam?
So it's nice to have a gluten-free option as well, but also I like the crispiness we get from it. We do that on the cauliflower as well as the other recipe that we did earlier today. And it really gives it a nice crispy edge to it, and so you have a nice coating on the outside.
Sure.
And sometimes the regular flour will get soggy pretty quick.
Okay.
So we use rice flour on both of these applications here, and really when I pour the glaze over top, it helps soak in a tiny bit too.
Yeah.
So
Gives it a really pretty profile as well.
Well, and see, we're just about there. We're really just reducing this down by about 75% until we have kind of this glaze for the top of the fish.
This is like art.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we like to put in. See, this is all like experiences. This is actually one of the dishes we've had on Wandering Table for a really long time, and it's one of the favorites. But the fish kind of changes seasonally. So as we have wild salmon come in from the coast, we'll switch it to sockeye or coho or king, and we'll use steelhead during the other parts of the season when they're not seasonal, because we are able to get that locally from the Columbia River.
Yeah, access is important, especially.
Well, and we want to keep things local.
Sure.
So a lot of the stuff we buy, almost 98% of the stuff we're buying is from within 400 miles. Obviously, we don't have lemons and limes and things like that, and we still want that kind of acidity and brightness, which we had the juice in there, but that's obviously not local. So we're just trying to find the best products possible when we're not buying local.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, we're ready to roll. Okay, so now we're going to pick out a plate here. Okay, we have our fish here. And we want to be able to just kind of get off a little bit of that excess grease. A little bit of that oil, so we'll just set it here on the paper towel. I'm just trying to be really delicate with the fish so we're not breaking it, or I have that whole piece there. And then just kind of stack it up. A little bit of a Lincoln log action here.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I mean, one of the comments you made, Eric, was that a lot of the ingredients are local ingredients. Like a lot of the things that are going to come in these meal kits come within a 400-mile radius.
Well, and I think one of the great things is like we'll bring you to a level where everything's sort of prepped up and ready to go. So you can have this meal, you can have a 3-course meal in 30 minutes if you have it ready to go. I mean, that's one of the great things about this program, Eat Like a Chef and Share Farm. You get local great products, you have a really quick meal, 3 courses for your family, that's a pretty great deal.
Right.
That's one of the things I love about it the most is you don't have to be a chef to eat like one. So a lot of these hints and tips, these secrets, you wouldn't really know unless you're with a chef, you get a hands-on experience, which is, it's really unique. I think it's one of the most innovative things that we've seen so far is being able to eat like a chef, literally.
Yeah. Well, let's use some of those leaves. We use the stems for the sauce, use a little bit of leaves for the garnish, and we'll be able to eat that all together. And I think it'll have a little bit of sweet and savory and that crispy fish, a lot of different textures there, and some fresh with cilantro.
I love it.
Let's go.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Thank you, Vince and Eric, for joining us today and being able to be a part of this. It's fantastic to cook here at Wandering Table in Kendall Yards. We did a couple of our favorite dishes here: the crispy steelhead, the buffalo cauliflower, which I know is one of your favorites.
It's my absolute favorite. Right.
Well, the first time you tried it, you thought it was chicken.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, the texture's so
surprise,
similar.
right?
Yeah.
And then our endive salad. But I think what we really have to showcase here is Eat Like a Chef TV. You can get your food ordered to your house. We'll show you how to prep it. We'll show you how to make a 3-course meal in 30 minutes. And you'll have a great meal provided by local producers, purveyors, farmers, for your family. I think it's such a good deal.
Yeah. So, Adam, tell us or talk to us a little bit more about the people cooking at home. What goes into the process? How intensive is it?
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. All the things we do is we'll show you how to cook the garlic, how to chop the garlic, how to cut ginger, all the things, prep steps to get up to this point. And then you can just cook live with us. This is a brand new show, going to be on Sunday nights, Fox 28. And you just go on the Sheriff Farm website, order your box to your house, and then you can cook along with us.
So you're getting a chef-curated meal kit delivered directly to your door.
These are recipes that we actually use in our restaurants. These are recipes that I've developed through time, really since we opened Wandering Table, that you get specifically at the restaurant that you can cook at home now.
So you really get to eat like a chef.
You eat like a chef.
Can we eat?
We can eat. Let's try.
All right.
No, I'm really excited about the 12 other episodes that are coming up. We have some fantastic guests coming on. We have some great chefs that are going to be cooking with us. More good food. What do you guys think?
I love it. The flavors,
Oh, yeah.
the flavors itself. I think the glaze on top of the fish is.
I think you just have a
Pretty
really
amazing.
good balance there. You have like a little bit of
Right.
sweet and savory, and
Right.
different
That's what it is.
textures. So.
Yeah, and the rice flour, like you were mentioning, it's light, but it gives it that good texture, that good crisp to it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
thank
add
you
some
again.
fun to it.
Yeah, thank you again for joining us, and
Yeah, thank you so
excited
much.
to see what's to come.
Yeah,
Awesome,
absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Eat Like a Chef. Join us next week at the Gilded Unicorn.